every comp is Spain comp. We established this when we talked to the team. It was like, we don't play the established meta, we play Spain comp.
Shy potentially proving me entirely wrong here. It looks like China might want to come out on this classic 3-3 setup. It has been so dominant. Spain without really any answers so far in the series. China looking really clean, especially leave on that Zarya. I want to keep going back to this. It's all about your Zarya's energy. If your Zarya can stay energized, stay alive late into the fight, get more and more Graviton surges, that's what gives you those key team fight victories for this 3-3 comp. You need those big fight-ending team fight ultimates, and Graviton is exactly that. So it's going to be up to Leave to stay energized against a composition with a few less spam heroes, just like we saw last map.
And it's very impressive what Leave was able to do, where it's like, oh, you used to grab this fight, cool. What's going on in the next fight? Oh, you're already at 50%. All right, well, this is a lot of pressure coming in from a Zarya. And hey, why not run a good Zarya in Volskaya? It is war approved.
I love what China's doing here, setting up Shy, using his shield, going to be third person peeking around the corner, calling for his team without exposing himself. China looking to get very aggressive in the spawn potentially, but Line Pro, the Sonic Arrow scouts everybody. China knows, or Spain knows exactly what's coming for them.
I love how Bromas just stops. He's like, it's the thinking diva right now. It's like, I don't want to go in there right now. Let's swap this up. And does China know? I don't think China knows.
Well, yeah, China doesn't realize they've been scouted here. Still going to commit to this fight. But the question is, will Spain get value out of it?
Quick charge coming in, but China, a quicker reaction. Spain, they knew what was coming, but they still might not be stopping it. Network's gonna fall. Really needed to get that pin early on, uncontested. And you see China diving on out. Go Shui, a super early shatter. I mean, it's mostly just to take out Harry, but hey, whatever works.
Spain showing that knowing is certainly different than doing. They are getting absolutely stomped, even though they knew exactly where China was. It's Line Pro gonna make the switch over to the Junkrat. Yes, I love to see it, Line Pro. Bring it out. We've got the Junkrat and the Pharah on top of the Hammond coming out from Networks. Team Spain, nothing's working for them so far. They're gonna innovate, they're gonna change things up, and I'm very happy to see it.
You know, things aren't working. What do? We pander to Jake. That's the power move here in the Overwatch World Cup, as Line Pro is gonna be on the Junkrat. Poppy Fresh coming in on the Pharah. Played in a few rockets. China, though, you take a look, they're all pretty healthy. They're not really phased by this here too much, but Spain, they've been able to get some pretty decent aggression in. They're back on point A. But China, they're just backing out. They're not giving Spain early damage here.
China is only going to come out to take that spam if Spain forces them to do so, and now getting just into that, starting to contest the point, and Poppy Fresh over the top, getting a lot of damage on this Pharah.
Yeah, just as I say that, Poppy Fresh landing some big rockets, able to get the Diva D-Mac out, kind of cursed there, so to speak, as Poppy Fresh now doing more damage, and you see China, they feel more under pressure. They're moving right out. He does have the early Graviton, so again, has been a consistent theme here, but he doesn't really have an easy clump of Spaniards to throw it at right now. Spain's all over the place. But with Poppy Fresh getting taken down by the Ana, China gets a little bit of room.
Robas somehow manages to remake that. He actually commits his self-destruct to do that. But China, now with a few ultimates to work with, things are looking a lot worse for Spain. I do love to see some Junkrat play, but this is one of the worst maps for Junkrat. There's very few small corridors, and it's going to be very difficult to get that Riptire as fast as you would be able to on a map like Temple of Anubis.
I love how Networks is just being a little bit distracting there, where China isn't really acknowledging his existence. Like, there's a hamster in the back. Just let it do its thing. It's harmless. Line Pro, though, going to be coming up here with the Junkrat tire, waiting. Poppy Fresh out, though, so all right. Again, thinking man's tire, waiting, looking, going back, and no. When your tire isn't fireproof, get a better brand of tires. Gouche just going to take it out, and China holding firm.
Line Pro not finding anything there, losing a lot of time with that substruct coming out, but Poppy Fresh finds the Zarya. That's a huge pick. Leave can't use his Graviton Surge from the grave.
Poppy Fresh laying in the rockets, and you're right, Leaves down. There won't be a grab here, and it's just good pressure coming in from Spain. They get the early pickoff. They start moving in, and China, they've been so resilient, but okay, Gouche finds Line Pro, charges on him, and we'll see if this got work. Poppy Fresh has so much room to work with. China's down so many people that Gouche, as mighty as he is, I don't think this is particularly a great spot for Reinhardt. He's been to a corner, he's down.
Leave getting just a little bit over aggressive, dying there to the barrage from Poppy Fresh. Nice awareness from Poppy Fresh, sees that Diva is not around to protect Leave and pulls the trigger. Great play there. Leave's Graviton Surge could have certainly turned things the other way. And now Team Spain's comp, I think, is a lot more effective here attacking the second point. Shy making the switch over to the Widowmaker, wants to put a little more pressure on Poppy Fresh. But Leave flanking Line Pro, trying to pick this Junkrat before the fight begins.
Line Pro super low here, but Shy falls. Networks was able to get the flank on him, so now China going to be a lot more dependent on this Graviton, getting something done here. here. Leave holding behind the Reinhardt. Again, Spain is so split up here that Leave is just kind of surveying the situation, goes, what do I grab? And maybe there's a point where you go, throw it at 1, throw it at 2, I don't know. Poppy Fresh Barrage, looking for Leave. Leave though, still alive. 2 HP in a dream. Well, he's sleeping now, but it's still gonna be enough for China to win the fight.
This time, Sky's ready with the sleep dart from behind, cancels that barrage out, and no progress to show for it has Team Spain. China looking so strong now, 5 ultimates in the bank, using only their Earth Shadow to win that team fight, looking so good to hold this second point.
So we're going to see China now with a lot of tools for the next fight. Spain, not so much. How do they need to manage their ult economy here going forward?
At this point, winning against a 2CP defense with 5 or 6 ultimates is nearly impossible, unless Poppy Fresh transcends human ability and just takes everybody's head. Oh, but it's Shy finding the win there. Gonna get rezzed up in Poppy Fresh, though.
Just to clarify, transcending human ability does not mean falling to the other Widowmaker, yes?
Yeah, that wasn't exactly what I was hoping for. Now Shy, very, very aggressive. No res for Poppy Fresh. In fact, he's coming back from spawn. Shy knows he can get up, go for those peaks, and maybe get another stagger.
Shy gonna be holding back here. Gonna use the Infra Sight, and again, we have Infra Sight up. Just have so much time to adapt. And okay, Leaf goes, I don't want time to adapt. I just go in and grab. Line Pro though, flanking Riptire, looking for some team members here. Doesn't get it. Poppy Fresh though, moving in. Network's gonna drop the minefield. Spain seizing an opportunity here, putting the pressure to China, and they start moving in. But China is not really perturbed here. They can drop the barrier at any point. Now they're gonna roll back the other way where Leaf is charged up and goes, yeah, the gravel's aggressive. I want to build another.
Now Leaf sitting on 100 energy. So dangerous in these scenarios. It's so difficult for Spain to focus him down without any control.
Leaf now at 51% already, and he's gonna take this fight against Zen. I mean, look, it can be scary, but well, it was bait. Prohouse comes in from the backhand side, punishes Leaf, but Spain just doesn't have the numbers to actually make anything come of that.
Here's the trouble for Team Spain. It doesn't really matter if you find that pick, if you're getting traded out elsewhere on the map, and that is what Hammond is so good at doing. If you separate the way Spain is playing with this Junkrat and Widow, you're sort of forced to separate with try to find picks. It's Harry Hook though, somehow the last one alive on point. That's a very late stagger. But as I was saying, Gushue is able to pick off all these separated players from Team Spain. Team Spain realizing their composition is just not getting it done here. Got to make the swap back to this classic Team Spain comp that they've been so comfortable on. Maybe it will be enough for them, but I'd expect to see China bring out some new swaps here as well.
You know, I just want you to know there's an alternate universe where Harry just destroyed everyone there. I have faith.
Gushue with a very preemptive minefield, just wants to deny Spain any chance. No, he's going to make the swap back to Ryan. That makes a lot of sense.
I drop the mines. Well, whatever. The magical disappearing mines, they're gone out. And Shy now on the Brigida. China gonna wrap around each other here. Go together's group, charge on in, and Gushue uses speed boost, gets Line Pro immediately, and just the strong dive from China finds 2-3 victims early on, and that's easy.
For me, China just exposed the exact problems with this composition that Team Spain's running. With Line Pro on the Brigida and the dive tanks beside him, he's not as strong of a brawler as the Rein, Zarya, Brigida, and Lucio from Team China. Team China's entire composition wants to sit right next to the Brigida, get maximum value out of those AoE heals, and those stuns. At the same time, Spain is just not able to do that. Line Pro is going to find himself absolutely outmatched by the hammer of Gushue.
Well, in terms of playing around Brigida too, well, okay, well, he was at 55%, but now he's gone back to the Widow, and it has to be here to deal with the Pharah and Poppy Fresh, where it's like, oh, you're running a Pharah. Let me swap to a hero that can instantly pluck you around the sky. Usually not that simple, but Spain taking their time, giving Poppy Fresh a moment to set up.
The counter swaps are certainly going to benefit the defense here as Spain resetting their ultimates in order to do it. Shy, though, dropping very low, gets taken down by Poppy Fresh. Poppy Fresh finds another. That's both of the hit skins down. There's no one to answer this Pharah anymore. But Networks, dies just before able to use his Primal Rage.
Poppy Fresh still in here. It would be great if the Winds was still up. That's a big loss for Spain, but they're still in the fight. Poppy Fresh trying to get away, can't get away. What a nicely placed bomb. Gets the Pharah Mercy combo, and China still stays in there. Poppy Fresh just staring out there going, oh God, I can't get away from this in any form or fashion.
The start of the fight looks so good for Team Spain. 2 opening picks by Poppy Fresh, but just not able to convert is Team Spain. China holding strong in the point, and as you're saying, what a beautiful self-destruct from Late Young.
Wow, China able to hold here on Volskaya, and look, I mean, Spain had a reasonable start early on. Poppy Fresh definitely made the Pharah work, and even though I do say it felt like Spain wasn't super aggressive, it took them a lot of time anytime they even did get progress.
Here's the problem with Team Spain's strategy. As they're constantly swapping compositions, they're constantly resetting their own ultimate charge. Now we're able to build a big bank of ultimates that you need to take those 2 CP second points. At the same time, China, not falling victim to those hero swaps, is also making the counter swaps of their own. But if both teams give up their ultimates, the defense is going to win more times than not, and China certainly doing it there.
And I mean, it just kind of goes back to that age-old adage on Assault, right? Where you don't need to just win, you need to dominate, you need to just completely ruin a team. You have to get an early pick, have an ult edge, and that's how you take point B on Assault maps. And China never really let themselves get into a situation where Spain could get in and have that sort of advantage.
And I think this just comes down to the flexibility differences between these two teams. China, perfectly happy to play whatever composition most effectively counters Team Spain's strategy, but Team Spain limited a little bit by their comfort picks. They don't seem to want to play this 3-3 comp. They know that China has dominated them so far with that matchup, so they need to play that dive, need to make something work, but at the same time, they really haven't shown that they can play a good Genji Tracer either. So Shy, able to fearlessly play that Widow or switch to the Brigitte if that Tracer does come back out. So China just looking completely on top of this metagame. Spain needs something completely new, change the game plan, because China has everything figured out right now.
I mean, what we've learned here is that Spain so far has not been a very flexible team. And, you know, speaking of flexibility, the other thing that's not going to be flexible is the iron will of the robot overlords that will rule us all. If you listen to Brett, that's what he's telling us.
Team Spain is all in their own spawn right now. Pretty hard to defend A from your spawn on second point. Some very late compositional swaps coming out. We'll see if Team China gets aggressive enough to punish this very slow rollout. It looks like Team Spain might just get it there in time.
Well, you know what? Better late than never. And yeah, it is going to get punished. China just rolls the first like, wait. No one's at the archway? How quaint.
Yeah, China getting in. It looks like Spain wants to hold point anyways there, so no big deal. It's going to be Harry Hook on the high ground, but dealing with Shy's Widow is going to be so difficult. There's no Diva, and on the high ground, you can't benefit from your Reinhardt shield. Harry Hook knows this, forced to drop to the low ground. The utilization comes out, but Bromos is already down. Gushue cleaving absolutely everyone in the hut.
Bromos was out of position there, and it was because Spain was so slow to get to the point. I mean, you get a really long period of time. Yet Spain, okay, with Poppy Push and Harry, they make the best out of a bad situation, but you should have been in that situation to begin with. Harry, though, coming up forward, it's classic Harry Hook. Harry Hook, get it 3 towards the end. Oh, man, nostalgia, I love it.
Harry Hook channeling his inner true support main says, give me the DPS, it's my time to carry, and absolutely doing it there in that team fight. China getting a little bit over eager after picking up Bromos, but China says, we know we can beat you in this tank matchup. They're going to go straight to the 3-3, and they've looked so clean so far. Spain, Hobby Fresh especially, he needs to find a pick with his pulse bomb. He absolutely must, but it's so difficult against the 3-3.
He does have a really good vantage point here for it, though. Looking for the Ana, he's isolated. Ana goes, all right, I see you. You see me? You want to do this? Poppy Fresh going up forward, drops a pulse bomb, does not connect, so Sky able to bait that out, just looks Poppy Fresh in the eyes, doesn't flinch. China on the point now, getting this first tick, and China looking a little bit forward. They get networks, they dive on board. Harry Hook with the tag visor, but it's even in his face, and Harry Hook's going, oh boy, now I realize why I don't do this much anymore. Poppy Fresh, and Bromos taking down 4 though, as Spain still in this fight. Poppy Fresh is going wild.
China keeps getting these early picks, but somehow Spain has turned it 2 times in a row. The nano boost onto Bromos. He's sitting on a Graviton Surge. Didn't even need it to close out the fight. What an insane comeback from Team Spain. Poppy Fresh and Bromos staying alive late into the fight, and Dak with a nano boost enables them both to clutch that round. Although China has built up a nice stack of ultimates since switching their composition.
It's only 2 minutes left here for China, and again, Spain would love to bloody them in any way they could. Getting a hold here from the Sky, that'd be big. Bromos holding on to the grab, isolating the situation right now, going in. A little bit telegraphed, but hey, he picked up the entire Chinese team here. He had the fall through, pulse bomb, that's gonna do it. Spain off the Graviton, gonna be cleaning up China once more. China is a bit of a danger zone here, Jake. They're down to a minute 30.
Yeah, certainly a massive Bionade as well, coming in there from Dak, denying all of that AoE healing from China. That's a crucial combo with the Graviton Surge in this tanky composition. Sometimes it's difficult to get the follow-up, but the pulse bomb, the Bionade getting exactly that. China, though, finally has that ultimate edge that we were talking about, and with a minute on the clock, they have time to get exactly the execution they're hoping for. But Networks hiding in the corner with Shatter could play spoiler, but China, ship passing in the night, chooses to go go to high ground, and it's a good choice here.
Yeah, that was the right decision here. China is not going to be just turning into zombies, just getting age at a rapid pace. Not an Indiana Jones movie here, as it turns out. But we're going to see China moving on in. Networks still holding on to the Earth Shatter. Waiting, drop the hammers. Gushwei first strikes, Networks. You're not going to get another chance. You're back to spawn. China with the ult advantage you mentioned, Jake. So important here. They flex it. They get a good opportunity. They're going to get point A in a whole boatload of extra time.
And China with the discipline here as well. They've been come back on a couple times. Gonna drop the beat just to deny any possibility for Team Spain to come back in this fight. That really goes to show how well Team Spain has managed to come back from these disadvantaged fights. Veltal certainly didn't need that beat, but was very scared that Spain might somehow make it back into the round. And Spain, although they lose point A, they have a lot of ultimates to work with. The Graviton, the Pulse Bomb, and the Nano Boost all ready at the same time.
But by the way, China is already on the point. Roma charges the corner, drops the grab under pressure, still gets 3. Spain looking for the ball through here. Networks is right there, picks off 3, and Poppy Fresh be cleaning up the rest. Now, did use the Earth Shatter there, so he won't have that for the next fight. Spain used a lot to immediately evict China there.
They needed to do it as well. China getting so aggressive, nearly capping the point out of sheer surprise there. I love the aggression in the 3-3 comp. You need to take control of the engagements, decide where the fight will be so that it's always advantageous to you. So China, great understanding of the composition, doesn't work out there for them. Team Spain, a lot of them are in spawn right now, swapping compositions. We'll see if China can punish this again.
Well, Spain, as a result, they're going to be very, very drained on ults here, so China's going to have a nice opportunity if they can get the early pickup, if they can start the snowball. That's so important here. And speaking of balls, we have technical balls dropping on down. The hammock in play. Gushwei super low, but healed right back up. There's nice healing coming in from Sky. China staying together. Very healthy here. The tanks of Spain nowhere near as healthy. And Gushwei found Harry Hook. Harry was going to the back. Diva pickoff coming in from Blake Young, and China now gets real momentum. They only need 33%, and Spain is running out of members on the point. Gushwei still swinging. Networks on the point. Networks off the point. They're jouncing them around. They take full Skya. China taking the series.
China, what a dominant 3-0 here, closing out Volskaya. Spain with some signs of life there, especially on first point, some nice clutch holds by big plays, but China just edging them out. Great discipline, usage of ultimate combos, and that's what really matters in the 3-3 composition. Sure, you can have your comeback fights, your big plays, but we're going to take the fights that matter. We're going to cap second point. Great awareness from Team China. They deserve that win.
No doubt. And I mean, also you take a look at how that all panned out, where Spain, they did throw an unconventional setup there. We got a little bit of the classic Harry Hook. If you're a big fan of the game way back in the day, if you remember Harry from his Envious days, he did that a lot. It was pretty effective. It had a moment there. Didn't work out in the end, but did buy Spain a lot of time in point A.
Soldier 76 does have some damage problems when it comes to really answering that 3-3 composition. The synergy between Diva, Zarya, and Reinhardt blocking so much of your damage, and at the same time, the triple healer on that 3-tank setup. It's so difficult to grind through on Soldier 76. You can hold M1 all game long and just never get through even 1 or 2 of those obstacles. So Soldier 76, not the best pick in the meta for that reason, but Harry Hook still getting a lot of value that round nonetheless.
So kind of going back in time a little bit to what we saw there in the map, and what do you think about the huge ultimate investment coming in from Spain when China was super aggressive? Was it China's aggressiveness just sort of forcing that out there as they went into point B initially?
That goes to show why you want to be aggressive with a 3-3 composition. As soon as you start getting that, you know, they're almost all the way to that tick. They nearly just capped it out right there. So Team Spain, everyone panicking at once. It's very hard to stay composed as a team in that situation. You know, of course, if you, from the caster perspective, we can say, oh, why'd they use 4 or 5 ultimates? But really in that moment, every single player says, oh my God, we're about to lose. I need to use my ultimate. I don't want to be losing with an ultimate sitting in my utility box. Doesn't do anything if you don't use it. So everyone feeling that pressure, using their ultimates at the same time, and then forced to change compositions because they have nothing left in the tank. So China's aggression really getting value there. Even though they don't win that first fight, they get a lot of value out of it, get an advantage in the ultimate game, and then coming back the next fight, it's just easy pickings.
Sometimes you gotta get yourself in the danger zone, but let's take a look at what next map is gonna be here. Is it gonna be Rialto? Is it gonna fulfill my dreams? It is! We're going to Rialto. And hey, look, when you're down in a series and you want to reverse course, tranquil canals of Rialto where the water apparently instantly destroys you, that's where you go.
While Rialto has been in previous group stages, sort of that comeback map, that unorthodox big change-up from what we've seen elsewhere in escort maps, but at the same time, I'm not sure that'll work so well against Team China. I think the reason some of these potentially weaker teams have chosen Rialto on map 4, especially down 3-0, is because they're playing against big Overwatch League stacked rosters, like Finland, like South Korea. Those teams, without as much practice on Rialto, maybe we're a bit disadvantaged here, but China, they're a young team. Many of these players are contenders players. They have just as much experience on Rialto as Team Spain, perhaps more. So China certainly going to be looking to get the 3-0 in this series. Don't want to leave anything distinct a chance when it comes to securing that #1 seed.
And it's not just contenders players here for China as well. We're talking about players that, generally speaking, are younger players. They grind the game a little bit more, so just have more time on the map to get comfortable with it, where I think you make a very good point when you talk about South Korea, Finland, where, OWL ends, you take a little bit of a break. Maybe you don't play Rialto as much because it came out right at the end of the season.
Guxue, king of the spawn pillar, but China going right back to that tanky composition. Leave on the Pharah, Shy on the Widow. It's going to be so difficult to deny them from controlling the high grounds here on Rialto. These roofs, a crucial spot on the map.
So China going to be pushing up the payload here. We'll see how aggressive Spain wants to be. A lot of teams do go the fifth step. Ooh, Lee finds Poppy Fresh immediately. The Pharah versus Widow turnabout. Usually favored by the Widow, but sometimes the Pharah's going to get you. And Lee right now goes, oh, you have no Widow. I'm just going to go to your back line. Let's fight Harry. And Harry goes down. Not a good fight for Zen.
Harry Hook with great side stats, but it's just not enough here. And Leave, not scared at all, getting right into the face of Team Spain, and China already starting the snowball 30 seconds into the round, and they're nearly towards the first choke point. This is absolutely huge tempo coming out from Team China. They are looking so hot here in Rialto.
And the scary part here for Spain is that they're getting staggered so much that they're not going to have the classic point A defense that you normally get here in Rialto. It's very tough for teams to get through, but they're so discombobulated. Chromos gives his life up at point, didn't have many people with him, and China just goes, all right, this is pretty easy. Guxue, continue swinging the hammer, go through one door, go to the other, build the Earth Shatter, doesn't even need to use the Earth Shatter. Yeah, you might get stunned, but just hit the brigade in the face with the hammer. It's all good, they get point A.
Guxue might as well unbind his shield at this point. Doesn't seem to need it at all. Just running into the midst of Team Spain and absolutely cleaving them apart on that cart. He's got a shatter ready and waiting for this next team fight. Spain making the swap over to this classic Genji Tracer dive composition. They need to get on Shy and shut him down, but they just can't. He's sniping them in the spawn. What are they going to do about this? It's so disrespectful from Shy. He doesn't care at all. Being pocketed by this Mercy, knows that he's in no danger. It's going to be so difficult for Spain to evict him from this aggressive hold.
What do you mean the Widow's there at the spot? Nope, the Widow's at the spot. Yeah, look at him. He's there. Spain comes, by the way.
You can see the respect from Team Spain. They can't peek him at all. So risky until the tanks can get in his face. Now Shy forced off the angle, but getting nothing from it. And now Leave with the other backstep, set up to punish that movement onto his Widow.
Leave in the skies, he's a threat. Shy, of course, very much a threat on this map. Harry, though, able to take down Ventom, where nice shots coming in from Harry, but even down to Mercy, China, there's such a huge edge here that still could be their fight. You see Leave here, holding on to the barrage, looking for the Genji, gets a mid-air shot. We got Groundton invested, and Guxue goes, ah, yes. More people grouped up, time to swing. Poppy Fresh got two in the back. Spain making this a little bit more bloodier for China than they'd like, but the barrage somehow catches Poppy Fresh. Really tough luck to blink over there as China still keeps momentum forward. They did use a lot of power.
Nice anticipation from Leave. Is ready for the Tracer to come around the corner. Predicts her just at the right time. Team Spain forced to run back in just to contest point. Veltop drops low, but he's close to that Valkyrie. They need to pick him off before it comes online. Shy's back on the Tracer though. Gets the first kill. Guxue with the shatter. Finds two, and they're absolutely taking second point. Here is Team China looking so strong. Networks with the Primal, but I don't think it'll be enough here. So much control for the side of Team China.
Oh, Guxue have to drop the hammer again. Just looks for targets, walks up, swings, and gets a few more, 26% towards the Earth Shatters. China is making this look real easy right now.
China looking to set a Speed 1 world record here on Rialto, looking very impressive so far. Shy on that Tracer, looking to deal with Harry Hook's Zenyatta. Harry Hook has been one of the bright spots for Team Spain, but if Shy can get in the back line, shut him down, or just force Dax back to pocket him, that's a ton of value gained for the side of Team China.
They immediately taken down. Barrett going to be coming up here from Spain. They dive in deep. Pulse bomb from Poppy Fresh, a little bit off the mark. Now you see Guxue diving on in, able to get the pin on the networks. He's real close to another shutter. It's a barrage, and Lifepro goes, I can't actually reach you. You're a little bit too far in the sky. And China continually going forward, punishing Spain. They've yet to lose a fight.
Somehow, Team China coming back in that fight, that initial 2 picks going the way of Team Spain, but China just surviving, keeping that Far Mercy combo all the way up in the skybox, and it's Leave cleaning up the fight. Now it's Lei Young and Shy with that Graviton Pulse combo, but Shy is chasing that Poppy Fresh in the backline, doesn't want to let him get on his supports.
A little bit of TVT going in the back here. Poppy Fresh is certainly losing that, has to use rewind early. Doug is almost out of blanks. Shy chasing him down, she's gonna fish him off. Here's Pulse Bomb just in time for special delivery. Moving on in, actually not time. Package delayed. Still 2 pickoffs here for China. They're getting everything they want. Such tank pressure. Good Tracer play. Spain getting speed run here. China making Bangkok just an absolute blast getting through Rialto in record time.
I don't know that I've ever seen a take on Rialto last with that much time to spare. China not letting off the brakes even a little bit. No mercy for Team Spain. China wants that 4-0. They want that #1 seed to go to BlizzCon here, and they're looking like they're going to get it.
You know, there is a world where Spain, after this, they don't have to stick around the venue. They could just go back to the pool. The pool is pretty nice, so maybe there's words like, you know, if the defense doesn't go here, well, at least we get to go back to the pool. Though they do have another game today, so not quite.
Yeah, not quite just yet. Still more matches to play, but potentially a weaker opponent. Maybe can get some more map wins. China looking so dominant here. I mean, I don't know what Spain can do at this point. China has answers for everything they've pulled out. Spain going back to the Genji Tracer. They've tried that 3-3 composition that's sort of uniquely styled for them, but nothing is working. China has absolutely everything answered.
One thing I'd note here, too, is that if you're another team and you're looking at that and you're setting, what maps do we want to go to for map 4? What would be a good idea versus China? You know, for example, Australia might be looking at this, planning for the future. Guys, let me give you a hot tip. Maybe not Rialto. I think you avoid them on Rialto. They seem to have some pretty good strats here.
You're certainly going to have to do better than Team Spain did. I mean, my God, even if Team Spain can cap last, they're at such a massive time bank disadvantage. I haven't seen this in competitive play in Rialto since the map was released. So Team China in very oppressive position, ready to take this game, and I think they're looking for the full hold.
Absolutely. I mean, this is where, yeah, okay, you set a speed record. You know what's better than a speed record? Stop your opponent at point A. Just really assert full dominance where it's like, yeah, I mean, we might have went through real quick in the offense, but you couldn't even get point A.
And China, with more matches to play, doesn't want to leave anything to chance, wants that 4-0 scoreline, so they're certainly not going to be leaving anything up for free for Team Spain. Team Spain going back to basics, the composition that's worked for them so well so far. Harry Hook has been getting a ton of value on the Zenyatta, and so is Poppy Fresh on the Tracer, but will it be enough? Team China so well playing on Rialto here, and with this Ana Mercy setup, it's going to be so difficult to pick off those healers. They're going to be able to protect each other from almost anything Spain brings to bear.
Shy had a nice shot in the Harry Hook there, but could not connect. Harry, you know, definitely has a little bit of good movement there for Zen. Makes the shot a little bit more difficult than you might expect. And now that I said that, watch the next shot go directly right to him.
Certainly, Caster Curse could be real here. Shy has been producing on the Widowmaker all stage long. Now getting a nice angle here, able to snipe at the backline, not getting any connections just yet.
You see the Winston here from Spain. Network's going to the back, putting some pressure on the Shy, but he's going to get a little bit of help. China good situation, but doesn't went back to help Shy. Shui end up getting low. Shy ends up on Poppy Fresh, goes to the back. And Spain right now successfully flanking into China, disrupting their defense. The Roadhog of Lead hasn't really been able to get too much here in Spain. Starting to put on the pressure. They take down Dento.
Spain starting the snowball here. Poppy Fresh is getting a ton of value, just picking apart this backline, takes down those healers. China punished for not running a Brigida or a Diva. Without those key defensive heroes, it is sometimes difficult to protect your supports from a Tracer. Now Shy going to make the swap over to that Brigida, and I wouldn't be surprised to see leave on the Diva as well.
This is such insane staggering. Another stick. Poppy Fresh just sometimes going in and crushing the entire other team. It's a streaky Tracer, but man, when it's on, it's red hot. Gets Sky as well. Poppy Fresh is having the time of his life right now.
Nice snowballing team fight here from Team Spain. A lot of teams have had struggle capping this 3-point in the archway. Team Spain says, how about we take the fight in your spawn? How do you feel about that?
Yeah, how does it feel, guys? How does it feel? And he goes, all right, well, you know what? I'm not on the Hog anymore. I'm on the Doomfist. Gonna be moving over. Sound Bear coming out here from Spain, though. They still want this fight. They still feel pretty healthy. Networks hold on to the Primal Rage. China being aggressive as Fushui moves in. See Leaf diving in. Meteor strike up. Moving up. Who's going to go for? It's going to be the Zen. That's always able to get Line Pro diving on down. Punishes the baby Diva. And China is able to reestablish.
Nice conservatism there. Doesn't want to go on the Zen, risk it, but nice E-slam there, getting right onto Harry Hook and shutting him down. A lot of shields for Leave. It's so hard to take down a Doomfist in your face like this.
Leave making the Doomfist work. Certainly a little bit better than we saw from the Roadhog a little bit earlier. Oh, Poppy Fresh has to rewind. He almost went right into the wall.
Poppy Fresh wasn't ready for Leave there, but fortunately not getting that back wall hit. Now Shy, though, with the rally, it's going to be so difficult for Poppy Fresh and Networks to repeat their success against that armor. So strong against characters like Winston and Tracer with those low tick damage-based weapons, but Networks has already found Sky.
Sky down. Leave going to have to bring this back from the brink for China again, especially with Shy down to Poppy Fresh's pulse bomb. Kushui, though, moves forward. He goes, yes, stay on the bridge. Let me move forward. Swing the hammer a little bit more. China still in control. Tank play working out. Nice block of the self-destruct by Gushui, keeping China in. And his lead comes back to the flank and finds Poppy Fresh with good measure.
A lot of picks going both ways here, which should theoretically favor Team Spain with the spawn advantage. China going to back up and regroup a little bit here, but they've got the Graviton, they've got the Meteor Strike, and they've got the Nano Boost. Team Spain has no answers just yet. It's really only Harry Hook, 80% on that Transcendence. He needs to get that 20 before Late Young can get the Graviton out.
Spain, of course, would love to get a little bit of momentum, and you're exactly right. The Transcendence here can be key to this fight, but he doesn't want to wait for a prayer circle to come up. You see Shy finding Poppy Fresh, already man advantage here from China. Leave, gonna use the Meteor Strike, going to the back. Doesn't quite connect, but man, it's a good setup for an extra rocket punch. Moves in China, just swarming Spain from all sides.
Spain trying to hide from the Graviton, don't want to group up and give Lei Young a free fight, but then Leave and Shy just absolutely crush them in that enclosed space above the cart. So great awareness from Team China, realizes that their Doomfist and Brigitte can just get the job done. They don't need the grab, they don't need the nano just yet. Now it's Line Pro switching to the Pharah, recognizes that China, without a hit scan, without a Shiva, this Pharah could get a lot of value.
But, of course, you take a look at China, and China holding on to the Graviton here. Networks, wow, Networks is on a journey right now. Networks is way out of action. Meanwhile, China's like, we don't know where the Winston is. We don't really care. They go to the bridge, dunk into the pool. Leave finds Line Pro. That's not a great place for a Pharah to be.
China potentially aware that the Winston is behind. Instead of chasing it down, they elect to punish the rest of Team Spain. Knows that they're fighting without their main tank. Now Leave is going to run up right on Network. Says, what are you doing here?
They found him! We found the Winston after a long search, after 8 million milk cartons. He was actually behind us.
But what is Networks going to do?
Know.
How is he going to be able to dive the backline? I mean, Shy, Veltal, and Leave are all ready to peel for Sky. It's going to be so difficult to get value out of this Winston in the backline. And Lei Young finds Poppy Fresh, insult to injury. Leave diving into the spawn, picks up Harry Hook again.
Networks is on the move. That's what's important here. Nothing too much down from Spain line. You see Networks in the back, and wait, did he back out again? I think he backed out again.
I mean, there's not much for him to do when his team keeps dying in the spawn like this. At least he's regrouped with them. He's back to his own spawn. Leave dying right in front of the enemies. This is the signal for Team China to back out. Unless they really want to assert their dominance here, you do want to regroup with that DPS. That Doomfist so close to his ultimate, going to be a crucial part of the next fight. But Gushui doesn't want to give any ground, doesn't care. He says, we don't need that. We'll 5v6 you. And very fearless play coming out here from Team China. But they've got the ultimates to back it up. It's not just Bark, there's real bite too.
5v6, Gushui would take 3v6. I mean, those are odds he would be fine. Probably 1v6 would be real. Line Pro though coming in the barrage. Hits a Nano Boost barrage, moving in. Somehow only gets Shy. He had a really nice opportunity, but here comes a grab. You're grounded, Barn. Oh, Gushui goes for a swim. Spain dunking him right into the pool. But China still in control here.
Fearless aggression from Team China. Spain not able to move the cart at all so far, and the clock is ticking low. They finally win the fight for Team Spain, but forced to use so many ultimates to do so. Now it's only the self-destruct remaining in the bag for Team Spain. Team China switching things up. They're going to bring that McCree out, bring out the Sombra, ready to deal with this Hammond. And Networks punished for his hubris, taken down by Sky. Now it's a potential 5v6 the other way. Team China looking to close out Rialto here on second.
You know, it's emotional, but I'm just glad that Networks is now finally going to get reunited with this team. It was an emotional journey. You know, could have put it on late night TV. It's totally fine. China, though, on the payload, and they're waiting.
The prodigal Winston finally returning to his dive partner, but China looking so strong, staying so tight on this payload. This beat drop, the Nano Boost, so dangerous. Oh, and the Shatter finds two. Absolutely no chance here for Team Spain. China so strong in the card. The beat drop comes out, so does the Nano. Shy already with the high noon in just one fight.
China just needs a tiny bit more here. Overtime's ticking down. They're in front control the point. Robo's going to get dematched in Spain. They're with Networks. He has reunited with the team. He gets the Nano Boost. He doesn't pick off Sky, but doesn't have any team with him anymore. China finishes a clean sweep, 4-0. And again, this is what they need to do if they want to be #1 heading to BlizzCon.
It's hard to get more dominant than that. Team China looking absolutely crisp. Spain crumbling there at the end. China's aggression just completely unmatched, and it's all off the back of this team coordination. You see Team Spain's forced to separate. They're forced to split up, and they just can't ever make the aggression work at that point. Team China always together, always in the death ball, getting the maximum value out of their picks. Great work by Team China.
China just being very, very solid here, where, you know, we did perhaps get a little bit of false hope for a closer series in the game, where Spain did look very impressive in the first round, back in control, but also China might have just been warming up, where this team has been great all weekend long, and it just wasn't enough for Spain. Though, hey, you know, to Spain's credit, they made it entertaining, and we also got to see that cool movie where Networks was, you know, on a long journey there in Rialto.
Unfortunately, it was a tragedy in the end, not working out, not really getting any value, finally forced to regroup to his team, and at that point, it's all over. I mean, China, such control, such ultimate tempo. This is not what we expected from such a young, inexperienced squad, but they're proving they don't need that experience. They're already at that level. They're already playing to their potential. So I'm really excited to see what's next for Team China. I expect them to be taking the #1 seed, and with a game this dominant, their opponents later today are certainly going to be sweating.
Well, guys, we do have a little bit insight for you. We got Zoe down on the floor with Leaf.
So much, CP and Jake. I am joined by Leaf from Team China. Please give it up. What a victory over Spain. Now, whether or not you guys will actually qualify for BlizzCon will be determined after your next match against Australia. With so much on the line, how, or generally, will you guys be able to keep your cool and keep your calm?
就是说，你们下一场对澳大利亚的比赛，将很大程度上决定你们出现与否，然后决定你们是否能够去参加暴雪嘉年华。然后这场比赛很关键，然后你们的队伍，你觉得能不能保持冷静，能不能就是继续胜利到底？
我觉得我们的队伍只要发挥出训练赛水平，就应该能晋级。
Yeah, so I think our team is just gonna perform as much as if we can perform as we scream, we're gonna win all the way through.
All right, confidence, I love it. Now, this might be my last opportunity to have a chat with you in this very stage. So let's hear it. How has the Overwatch World Cup group stage been like for you here in Bangkok?
对，就是说这次来到守望先锋世界杯，来到泰国曼谷，感觉世界杯这个比赛怎么样？感觉曼谷怎么样？
我感觉氛围特别好，然后曼谷的粉丝都特别热情，然后这个感觉特别棒。
Yeah, it's definitely a blast. I like the atmosphere here. Fans are very passionate, very engaging. Definitely love it.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. It's been absolutely fantastic here in Bangkok, but it is not over yet. For now, we're heading back over to CP and Jake to break down the game.
Thanks so much, Zoe. Great to hear from Leave. China looking so clean there. I'm excited to see that confidence from him coming out, and I certainly agree. I expect him to be qualifying at the 1 seed.
Not only qualifying, but he's at the #1 seed. But you know what? #1's an interesting number. You know who else is #1 in our hearts? It's T-Mobile, and they've been watching your tweets all game long. It's a fan pulse, and it's presented by them. And here's getting into it. Never get on fan pulse. Well, now you did, Sparky. Now you did.
Thanks for the love, Sparky, and now, yeah, exactly. Now you're part of the club. Welcome to the T-Mobile Fan Pulse.
You know, I feel like that's that sort of you know, what is it? I am losing my mind. I was going to say reverse psychology. That's what.
Yeah, exactly. Perfect use of reverse psychology, working on the T-Mobile Fan Pulse in this case. Maybe it'll work out for you.
And you know what? That wasn't the only fan. We got a lot of fans watching here today, enjoying the games here down in Bangkok. Ooh, you know what? That shirt is pretty fire. I'm going to say it.
I'm just going to smile and nod, smile and nod. But Goose on that Rhine, though, I mean, that's a tough competition. I don't know. I mean, this shirt's pretty nice, but that Rhine was crisp and clean. One of the best Rhines I've seen so far in the World Cup, period.
Yeah, and also just on the shirt note, this is the most explosive shirt I could come up with. It's pretty pink, but man, those flowers, those are fire. But Goose, I do agree. I think it's a little bit more. Next tweet, let's take a look at what you guys are saying. Got to hear from Jamerson, contenders caster in North America. Watching Leave on Doomfish just takes me back to OWPS. That's a good old days right there.
Chinese DPS adopted it so early, and exactly seeing the fruits of their labor, looking so clean. Leave clinical on the Doomfist, great aggression, constantly with his team, and getting value out of those initiations. That's the mark of a good Doomfist. It's all about using your movement control to set up your allies. Combo with your Reinhardt, combo with your Zarya. Once you control the enemy's movement, it's so easy to take them down with a variety of damage sources.
Well, guys, if you want to get on the Fan Pulse, we're going to be reading tweets all throughout the day. Just, you know, hashtag OWWC, and we might see you here in the broadcast. But let's turn back time a little bit, take a look at some of the highlights that we saw throughout the course of the day, because we saw some cool moments here in this match, and a lot of those moments for Gushue just rolling, barreling into the other team.
Gushue in a small room with a combo rage, not an opponent I'd like to face. Leave on 100 energy. It felt like he spawned that way here on Ilios, just dominating the side of Team Spain in the tank matchup.
Oh, gotta love the grab into the bomb.
Perfect
synergy.
Two
there.
Perfect synergy there.
You know, it is sort of the more big bang combo nowadays. Don't see a pulse pop up that much. You see a lot of bigger bangs.
Team Spain was able to snowball this fight here, taking it to the coast on Nabani and sending China packing, but this was just a period on that Nabani offense. What a sweet combo from Crystal. Perfect timing with Late Young.
Poppy Fresh here on the Attack Visor, and you know, Poppy Fresh, he didn't really need Attack Visor to do the aiming for him a lot of the time. He had moments where he would just rip through the other team. But also, speaking of ripping through, Harry Hook, always damage threat, and this, no exception.
Great positioning from Harry Hook, not peeking that sideline into the spawn, but here we see Gushue leaving up the grab. Oh my god, shadowy, but it feels like everyone was already dead. I mean, if I'm Gushue, I don't even expect people to die that quick.
Sky, sleep dart!
And that's an easy one, right in the back. Bromos very slightly off with the Matrix, just not there in time.
And of course you got Late Young, where he's just been solid, consistent all series long on this D.Va. Just good cleanup there, just pick up 3, don't let him escape.
This is what you want out of your D.Va, that consistent play, staying alive, constantly getting value in the fight. And Sky has been so clean on this Ana all series long. Here we see Harry Hook on his signature Soldier 76, getting a ton of value, fearlessly challenging that Widow and that Zen, 2 very dangerous characters, but not for Harry Hook.
Brings a tear to my eye, bring me back in time, that works. Up the nano boost, goes, you're all together. I'm just gonna wait a little bit here, take you all out. Gushue, though, did a lot more of that here in this series, where talk about easy point A takes there.
No shield holding in backlift. Sky, nice setup on the sleep dart. Oh, manages to pick up Poppy Fresh just as he attempts the pulse bomb.
You know, I feel like that sleep dart do more damage. It actually just pushed Poppy Fresh back. Ooh, that's a really high impact. Also, that's a pretty big impact there.
Great stick from Poppy Fresh there, slipping it around the shield. Not the easiest target to stick is the Brigitte. If you stick the shield, she can always drop it and drop the pulse bomb as well. So great awareness from Poppy Fresh, gets it on the body, and there's no escapes from there.
Really cool stuff coming out. And again, it's why Spain had some good moments here. But guys, good moments are going to be continuing. Up next is going to be the great battle in the north, Denmark versus Sweden. You're not going to want to miss it. You also might hear about the incoming robot revolution. It'll be Sideshow and Bren taking it away.